Westminster, and our political correspondent Kate McCann is standing by for us. Ventilators, they're queuing up to tell us that they've created one now.
Well, this is really important because the main reason why the government has introduced these measures that we're all doing now, social isolation, staying at home, not going to work unless you really have to, is to flatten the peak so the NHS can cope. And one of the real pressure points for the NHS is ventilators, because we know a lot of people who end up in really dire situations with COVID-19 need extra help breathing. They need help to support their lungs, and ultimately a lot of them need ventilators. So the news today that Mercedes has created this CPAP device, which is essentially a bridge between an oxygen mask that you might get if you were struggling to breathe and a ventilator, which is a much more invasive procedure. This is kind of between the two of those, is really welcome news. In fact, the regulators have approved them. There's 100 of them heading over to UCL for clinical testing now, and that could really ease the pressure and help the NHS manage some of those patients and stop them getting to the point where they need full ventilation, which would be a massive weight off the minds of some of the clinicians we know already very concerned that ICU units in hospitals, particularly in London at the moment, but increasingly elsewhere in the country, might really struggle to cope with some of these patients who need real help.